Velgrind. Velgrind, Velgrindo, also known as Scorched Dragon, Shikunatsuryu, is the third oldest of the 5 true dragons. She is the partner of Rudra and will not stop at anything in helping him achieve his desires. Appearance. Velgrind has azure blue hair kept in twin buns with black ribbons and deep gold eyes. Her usual attire consists of a dark-colored china dress with a golden dragon pattern as well as white long gloves and white thigh-length boots, both adorned with gold ornaments. She is described as having a very Germanic-style beauty. Personality. Fitting to her title and attribute, Velgrind is a hot-headed individual. She doesn't like complex schemes and would act out of emotions at times. The most defining trait of Velgrind is her undying devotion towards Rudra. She will do anything and everything as long as Rudra desires it, and will fly into rage instantly if anyone dares to insult Rudra in any ways. She is largely disinterested in other matters, and only valued things that Rudra would value. Alias/AKA, Scorched Dragon Velgrind. Classification, True Dragon. Threat level, Mao+. Age, around 2000. Gender, female. Powers and abilities, superhuman physical characteristics, enhanced senses, immortality, type 1, 3 and 8, magic, non-corporeal, exists as a spiritual entity, intangibility, type 3, light manipulation, can fire a thin beam of concentrated light, fire manipulation, clairvoyance, flight, type 4 and 5, aura, water manipulation, can manipulate water droplets by infusing them with her ability, energy manipulation, energy projection, telepathy, can communicate with others via telepathic link. Force field, soul manipulation, can destroy souls, non-physical interaction, shape-shifting, can turn into humanoid form, transformation, durability negation, regeneration, low godly, matter manipulation, spatial manipulation, can deal damage to the main body of target by attacking even if it's clone as the damage goes beyond spacetime, time manipulation, status effect inducement, resurrection. True dragons don't disappear even after death and simply revive somewhere in the world with the same will, resistance, to curse manipulation, existence erasure, death manipulation, power nullification, time manipulation, matter manipulation, magic, soul manipulation, poison manipulation, pain manipulation, status effect inducement, mind manipulation, fire manipulation, ice manipulation, electricity manipulation, clairvoyance, gravity manipulation. Physical strength, continent plus level. Attack potency/destructive capacity, continent plus, comparable to Veldora. Durability, continent plus. Speed, at least light speed. Intelligence, average. Stamina, nigh limitless. Range, thousands of kilometers. Weaknesses, none notable. Standard equipment, none notable. Ultimate skill. Flame God Sovereign Thugga, evolved version of Charity King Ragel, due to which Velgrind turned into the very incarnation of the Flame God. This skill allows better control and circulation of her energy, making it more efficient. Charity King Ragel, the power of manipulating and accelerating heat. Velgrind can use this ability to forcefully increase the momentum to increase her speed greatly. If she uses it on something other than herself, with the body being accelerated non-stop, no matter what kind of living being, the body would be unable to withstand the heat and eventually crumble from thermal decay. Burning Breath, a single thin beam of concentrated light, a super high-speed breath attack that assaults the target. This breath attack carries the accelerated destruction effects. If someone received a direct hit, their magic would go wild, and would eventually weaken trying to regain control over it. Flame Cage, multiple burning breaths are released simultaneously. Multiple columns of flame bounds the heaven and earth to trap the target. Burning Embrace, the burning breaths comes into contact with the water and causes a steam explosion. However, the evaporated water becomes water vapor, and surrounds the target. Those would, infused with Velgrind's ability, become tiny red droplets of rain and pour towards the target. Cardinal Cage, a cage made up from the red droplets of Burning Embrace. It can exponentially increase the thermal energy within the target, in other words, it is an ability that forcefully increases the kinetic momentum. To a certain extent, it can boost physical capabilities, but going too far, would push bodily energy consumption over the limits. And, when the ability is at its greatest, it can accelerate heat production within the body, causing the body to burn into nothingness. In other words, it was an ability that can freely manipulate the energy composition of the target's body. Cardinal Acceleration, in addition to her ultimate skill, with the essence of heat, her power of acceleration adds on. Waves of destruction are released towards target, riding the roar of the Crimson Dragon. The undulating waves of this ability easily outsped any form of evasion and pierces through every force fields and defensive abilities. Cardinal Rain, the blooming rain of hot fire flowers due to her burning breath attacks after getting dispersed by an ice attack. Soul Corridor, all of Velgrind's memories will transcend time and space and are accumulated with Rimuru. In other words, as long as Rimuru exists, Velgrynd is immortal. Furthermore, she can also use this to recover or borrow energy from Rimuru when her own energy is low. Spacetime Continuous Strike, damage jumps over parallel existences or clones and reaches the target's main body, an attack beyond the spacetime. This ability renders the method of escaping by sacrificing one of the clones as the scapegoat useless. Skills. Ultimate Skills. Thuga, Kudo Ugwa, Lit. Lord of Divine Flames. Evolution of Rugel and Uriel. Thought Acceleration. Thermal Excitation, Shikanetsu Reiki. Parallel Existence, Eritsu Sanzai. Spacetime Manipulation. Spatial Domination. Spacetime Leap, Toki Kuken Choyaku. Dimensional Leap, Jigen Choyaku. Multidimensional Barrier. Rugel, Rigeru, Lit. Lord of Charity. Evolved into Thuga. Amplification, Zafuku. Thought Acceleration. Parallel Existence, Eritsu Sanzai. Spacetime Manipulation. Spatial Domination. Multilayer Barrier. Intrinsic Skills. Dragon Spirit Haki. Powerful haki that imbues the user's aura with magical and physical properties and shreds anything it comes into contact with. Universal Sense. Allows the user to perceive almost all sensations including but not limited to light, sound, smell, and heat in a wide radius. Universal Shapeshift. Allows the user to freely change their bodily properties and disguise their appearance. Magic. Elemental Magic. Nuclear Magic. Nuclear Cannon. Gravity Collapse. Holy Magic. Regeneration. High Heal. Resurrection. Scorch Magic. Burning Breath, Beningibirsu. Burning Embrace, Beningwinburizu. Bloody Lava, Buradaravu A. Cardinal Cage, Kadanarukiji. Arts. Cardinal Acceleration, Kadanero Kuzareshin.
If you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you later, bye bye.